Yo, what is poppin', guys? We are back on Pokemon Showdown today for the National Pokemon League, also known as the NPL League, which I've been part of for now 3 seasons, going into my fourth. I won the chip in season 1 and made the playoffs in season 2 and 3, and this season I'm gonna be back for a title. I hope. I feel really confident in my game right now, and I feel really confident in the squad I drafted. Yesterday, in case you missed it, we had a draft stream on Nova Nation's Twitch, which was really hype, with some sick GFX there, with all the draft picks and stuff like that. So definitely a hype stream with all the picks, and a lot of guys drafted very threatening squads. I uploaded a draft analysis a while ago, and now I'm back with some nice NPL preseason battles. I'm playing two guys this in the preseason that I don't play in the regular season, just to get the hype started for season 4, which will actually start next Monday. So the first upload will be in 2 weeks from now, which should be really hype. So I'm playing my boy Tafari, aka Nova here, and obviously tomorrow I will upload my preseason battle versus Turbo Blaze and his Phoenix Midnights, which was also a pretty hype game. But yeah, let's hop right into it. So this games, they don't count for the season at all. It's just like fun matches to get used to the squad and shit like that. So I built a fun team. Nova has a pretty threatening squad with Mega Scissor, Tapu Koko, Volturn. He decided not to bring the Mega Scissor, which makes sense because I have a Zardex that hard walls every variant of Scissor all the time, can always revenge kill. So I felt like that wasn't a good bring on his part. But he brings the Diggersby, which is in fact a super big threat to my team, and I struggled a lot prepping for that, but I felt like with 5 months on my squad, as you can see, that are faster than Diggersby, I shouldn't be in a bad spot. And if he doesn't pack the Fire Punch, Fortress can always take a hit. So the team I built was a very bulky Zardex, max HP, a lot of defense, enough speed for Jolly Diggersby though. With Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Roost, and Will-O-Wisp. My Sapphira here had Leaf Storm, HP Fire, Dragon Pulse, and Taunt. Dragon Pulse was in fact for the Salazzle, obviously, and I think he has Salamence on the squad. Taunt just to shut down stuff like Cresselia and Empoleon, even Whimsicott on the switch potentially. He has a bunch of more passive mons or mons that like to status stuff, so I feel like Taunt would be nice. Manaphy here is a max speed set because he has Salamence that I want to speed tie with. Near max HP, or 188 HP EVs. Bunch of death with Scald, Ice Cream, Terrible Knockoff. The investment allows me to take 2 Sludge Waves from Life Orb, Timid, Salazzle after Rocks, I think, so that makes sense. Scald, Ice Cream, Terrible Knockoff. Terrible Knockoff seems weird, but Knockoff is really nice to catch some stuff on the switch and to get rid of potential berries. To get rid of the lefties on Cresselia, for example. So yeah, that should work. My Fortress is a Gyro Ball, Volt Switch, Toxic Rapid Spin set, mostly physically defensive just for the Diggersby. Unless he has Fire Punch, he can't break me with 2 hits. So that's gonna be hype. Toxic obviously is there to catch stuff like the Cresselia on the switch in. If he wants to set up on Fortress, I can just Toxic it and go from there. Nidoking is a life of attacker with Earth Power, Sludge Wave, Taunt as well, and Stealth Rock. I can taunt a potential Cresselia on the switch and after hit it with the Sludge Wave, and then go into one of my pivots, for example my Greninja, which this week is actually a Choice Scarf variant because I felt I wanted an insurance for Scarf Salazzle or a +1 Dragonite, just to make sure that I can always revenge kill those, because Salazzle can actually be a threat in the late game once he weakens my stuff. So Scarf Greninja I think should come in handy. Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, U-Turn, pretty standard set. So let's all right into it. I decided to lead off with my Zardex because I felt Tapu Koko was arguably his best lead. Besides Tapu Koko, he could lead with the Empoleon, which I can also just Flare Blitz and always roost up on with my Zard, and Tapu Koko obviously can't touch Zardex at all. I decided to just fire off a Flare Blitz here. Because I think he's definitely gonna go for the Volt Switch and into something to take an EQ or just into Empoleon or something like that. But he actually decides to go into Whimsicott, probably predicting me to Earthquake, but he lives on the Focus Sash, so that makes sense. I can just switch out here because I don't want to get hit by a strong Moonblast. I see set up a tail when I go into my fortress here, which is fine. Gives me like the chance to set up my rocks, I think, here on this turn. I see Uton's out, trying to capitalize on his. Oh no, I go for the gyro ball here because I didn't want him to like get a free switch into Diggersby because I was kind of afraid of that thing. So gyro ball with Tailwind up does a fuck ton to Diggersby, which is nice. I like didn't really like value rocks as much because they only hit the Salazzle hard, but oh yeah, and I didn't set him up because rocks are on my Nidoking this week. Sorry, like this battle happened um a while ago, so I forgot about that. But yeah, he decides to switch out into his Empoleon, knowing that I can take any one hit even if he has C5 punch because my sturdy was still intact after the U-turn and the leftovers recovery. So he goes into Empoleon, which is fine. I can just switch out hard into my Superior here to take a Scald or an HP Fire, which he actually decides to go for. But Tailwind peters out, and my Superior looks to be the fastest one on the field, besides obviously Tapu Koko and Salazzle, but Tapu Koko will never switch in on Superior, so you don't have to worry about that. I can just fire off a Leaf Storm here, so he actually stays in. Revealing Light is a specially defensive set, so that means he's already in range or close to being in range for my Zardex Flare Blitz, which is nice. Rolls me out into Nidoking, not allowing me to set up to +6 or something, which makes sense, even though he could have always revenge killed me with the Salazzle. But yeah, Nidoking comes in, and I can, I think, set up my rocks here. Yeah, I finally go for my rocks to pressure the Salazzle and to like have the Whimsicott dead to rocks if he decides to come in before defogging. He brings in Cresselia, which I expected to be the main switch into this Nidoking, like mostly a kind of specially defensive variant to like take any 2 hits. And I decide I don't want him to set up the Calm Mind or anything, so I decide to taunt him, knowing that I can take any 1 hit from this Cresselia, and he actually tries to use Trick Room. So I build a Trick Room Tailwind team, which is kind of weird, but definitely heat, and it could potentially work out with a slower bunch of mons in like Cresselia and Empoleon than Tailwind Abusers and Diggersby, for example. So kind of makes sense, but yeah, it didn't feel like that was the go-to way versus me. But I decided to go to my Greninja, expecting him to either double out or go for a Psyshock now. I see he actually decides to go into Empoleon, which means I have to U-turn out here. Don't want to take a hit and I can't really touch it. Go into my Zard, knowing that he probably wants to defog and I can roost up on this thing or just fire off a Flare Blitz. I decide to roost as he probably wants to roam me out. Oh, he just fires off an Ice Beam, which in my opinion was a misplay. Like, I revealed to be pretty bulky on turn 1 and like Ice Beam doesn't do anything to Zardex. If he had the Scald, he should have gone for that. That would have done a little bit more because of stab. But yeah, Ice Beam SC is not even a 4K, so if I were a bulky Dragon Dance variant, I could have set up to +6 if he like wants to spam Ice Beam or something, but obviously he has the Raw, so that wouldn't have even made sense for me. So I can just fire off a Flare Blitz here or an Earthquake. I think I go for an Earthquake. Yeah, as he decides to sack his Whimsicott, which I think is a fair play. Like he needed something to he needed a safe switch into something that pressures Mazard more than Empoleon. Definitely makes sense. I also went for the Earthquake over the Flare Blitz because I felt he might have been a Shocker Berry variant on the Empoleon, so that my Nidoqueen can guaranteed knock it out on the next time it wants to come in on the Empoleon. Goes into Salazzle. I decide to stay in fire off an Earthquake, knowing I can take any 1 hit, even a Life of Sludge Wave, and just go for the Earthquake. He fires off Toxic, probably predicting me to go into Fortress, not in Fortress, into Manaphy. It is a fine play. I don't really need my Zard to be super healthy, so the Toxic doesn't really matter. Now he goes into Cresselia, and I know that he wants to set up a Trick Room, so I decide to go hard into my Fortress, which actually is the slowest mon on the field, and I can just fire off like Gyro Balls or Toxics or whatever I want. I go for the Toxic here on the Cresselia, and he fires off a Psychic, and like I have no reason to switch out. The Psychic does pitiful damage, only as like 19%, so yeah, doesn't really make too much sense. I decide to go hard into my Manaphy, predicting him to actually Lunar Dance out, or potentially like hard switch into his Diggersby on the Volt switch from a Fortress, because he also knows that I can't really touch him, and Manaphy can just set up on the Cresselia and get some big hits off. So Manaphy like covered all options because I knew he wouldn't go hard into Tapu Koko with Trick Room up. So yeah, he actually decides to Luna Dance out into Diggersby, which is a fine play, I guess, because Diggersby actually is a threat and can abuse the Trick Room versus my Volkia stuff. And he decides to go for the Thunder Punch. Didn't really expect him to have Thunder Punch, but he did like crazy amount of damage, and this is definitely expert. But during the battle, I thought it might be Bandit, but um, he told me after the game that it was expert build, and that makes more sense. Expert build with like Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Earthquake really hits my team pretty hard. So fine play on his part. As I hit him with his skull, I don't get to burn. Now like I have to pivot around on this thing because I kind of want to save my Manaphy, because why the fuck not? Can go into my fortress and now just go for a gyro ball here. Should he have the fire punch, I can just bring in something to revenge it and then go from there. So fortress goes down. I don't really need it. He doesn't seem to have rocks on his team besides on the Empoleon, which I like kill with anything. So Zard comes in, Earthquakes the Diggersby to death. I know I'm faster. Empoleon comes in, I go for the Flare Blitz, predicting him to be a Sugarberry variant now. Flare Blitz knocks him out, and Zard looks to clean up this game unless the Coco has like Dazzling Gleam or something like that. Shows the Brave Bird, which is kind of cool. So physical Coco here actually lifts the Earthquake on one, so it's gonna be a 4-0 victory in my favor, which is nice. Nice start to preseason here. The Ninja comes in and with the Scarf kill this Coco. GG to my opponent. He brought a fun squad. Trick Room Tailwind is definitely something you don't see all the time, so pretty fun to play him. It was really fun to use this squad for the first time. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun prepping with this squad, even though like some of these mons are not too versatile. I feel like I can cook up some heat with it and um, definitely have like pressure my opponents with some fun sets. So that's one of the preseason. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, leave a like and comment if you did, obviously, and catch you tomorrow in the next battle. So thank you guys for watching and peace out.